Hey, how's it going? Apparently the new Gemini LLM is really good at one-shotting programming problems. So I thought I would give it a shot. Here, please make an algorithm which defines a grid of 12 by 12 filled in blocks, and then using a depth first algorithm branches out to the edges without touching in a way that never reconnects to emptied blocks. In other words, randomly select direction and reject paths which connect to open blocks or would touch the outside. Then render this in 3D, where each block is a cube. There should be a pattern on the floor that vaguely can be used to infer direction. You should be able to walk the maze using arrow keys. Write it in Pygame. Alright, let's see what it does. Let me load PyCharm here. Okay. So I don't know what this is going to do. Maybe it'll suck. Maybe it'll be cool. Alright, Pygame, random. Still seems to be thinking. Every time I scroll down, it jumps back up. It's kind of annoying, actually. I guess I'll know when it's done, when it stops doing that. We'll define cube corners in 3D space. We'll use a simple perspective projection to map 3D points to 2D coordinates. We use Painter's algorithm to calculate the distance of each wall. Can I go to the end yet? I want to go to the end. Surprised it hasn't hit a token limit yet. Good God. Alright, there's just one block of text, right? Or one block of code, I mean. Alright, let's see what it does. My rule is, if the file is called Scratchpad, I can delete it. If it was important, I should have renamed it. Let's see if we need to import any libraries. Oh, I don't have Pygame? That's interesting. Well, I don't have Pygame in this venv directory. Scrolling text thing? The hell is that? Oh. I need to be careful what I'm clicking on here. One of these has a blue sky open, not open, an API key. And I I would rather not accidentally show that on the screen. Okay. Back. Okay, the buttons are exactly backwards of what I would have expected them to be. I mean, it's rendering, but I can't move forward. Left, right, backward, forward. WSAD. Okay. Well, it sort of worked. We are officially not one-shotting at this point, but I mean, it did render something, so. Location logic in the main loop. Yeah, that was kind of weird to hit left and go right. You just sort of have an intuitive understanding of how that's supposed to work. Still generating. This is kind of a big project, I got to admit. I spent an inordinate amount of time around 2007 making just a two-dimensional top view thing where you could walk through a maze. Now, a great deal of that was just I had never done it before, and I was learning how to use I was learning how to use sprites, and I was learning how the game engine worked. And, well, let's be completely honest, I just wasn't as good of a programmer back then either. So, now did they end up giving me a full... Okay. Reduced from 0.3 to 0.2, the internal grid structure means path corridors are effectively cell size divided by 2, rotation logic, collision detection. Try running this corrected version. The rotation should feel natural, and the forward backward. Okay, so... Okay, it seems... Is it shorter than it was before? 501. 50 lines shorter. Well, whatever. I guess we'll see. Shadows are cool. But the forward and backwards not working is starting to piss me off. So let's see. Reduced player radius is reduced to 0.2. Let's see if we can find 0.2. Okay. Oh. Of course, fucking forward and backward are reversed. What happens if I keep going into... I went right through the wall. Oh God. You know what? This is actually kind of amusing. I'm sorry. Even though it didn't really turn out very good, I still think that's impressive. But not gonna have it do all my coding for me or anything crazy like that.